Well, good evening, laddies, lasses and lassos, and welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. This week has been quite eventful, to say the least. There's been drama, there has been platform updates, a lot of stuff going on. And as someone who has one foot in both YouTube and Twitch, I like to keep up to date with some of these things and, on occasion, share my thoughts on what is going on. Earlier this week, Twitch went out and banned gambling on their platform, which I think was a very good move. And the likes on Twitter seem to agree. Woo! Good move, Twitch. And very shortly after, Twitch came out and issued another statement. One that is about revenue share on subs for creators. What? Is this gonna be a week full of just Twitch W's? Oh my god, let's read it together. This is amazing. In our latest blog post, we tackled the topic that's been on the forefront of the community for some time, the revenue split. We also provide a related update around monetization for a subset of partners. This is so interesting. You know, one of the reasons I haven't actually signed a partnership contract with Twitch is because it had basically no incentives. It's a 2-year contract with 0 financial incentives, and the revenue share for subs is pretty low, 50%. So this is a huge update. Let's see what they have to say. For subscriptions, we use a baseline revenue share of 50-50 on the net revenue from these earnings. The vast majority of Twitch streamers have these terms in their agreement. However, for some time, we did offer standard agreements with premium subscription terms to select streamers as they grew larger. We don't believe it's right for those on standard contracts to have varied revenue streams based on the size of the streamer. Are they gonna give better revenue shares for all streamers? This is such good news for myself and so many friends I know on Twitch. Heck yes. For these streamers still on the premium deals, we're adjusting the deal so they retain 70-30 revenue share split for the first 100,000, and then they will be bumped down to 50-50. Wait, so it's not actually a improvement of anything, it's just making it equal by making it worse for the big streamers. Okay, well, they had us in the first half, not gonna lie. My hope was up there for a sec. Gee, why not 70-30? When we first established a 50-50 revenue share split, it was to signal that we're in this together. We are taking a higher revenue share cut than our competitor because we're in this together. What? We don't pay you more because we're family and... Family doesn't pay each other, right? Lastly, we have to talk about the cost of our service. Delivering high-definition, low-latency, always available live video to nearly every corner of the world is expensive. Well, I imagine YouTube is expensive too, right? But that's kind of the competitor. And also, there are probably other things to cut than cutting revenue share for streamers. Because the truth is, YouTube is really stepping up their game when it comes to streaming. And something like this, reducing the revenue share for the people on the 70-30 contracts, is just gonna drive more people away, which it's already kind of started doing. Because these Twitch contracts don't come for free, mind you. For most people, large streamers that have a 70-30 split contract, they have a lot of other requirements in these contracts. They have to stream for X amount of hours every month, they have to show a certain amount of ads, they have a lot of restrictions in their contract, including exclusivity things, that allows them to have this revenue share. But now, all of a sudden, you have an alternative on YouTube that typically pays people to come over. You have the same revenue share when it comes to subs or, well, memberships on YouTube. I think the only revenue thing on YouTube that isn't up to par is direct donations, super chats or bits on Twitch, essentially. And Twitch, of course, doubles down on their ad policy, which they have been pushing heavily for the last time. They even have ad incentives on Twitch now. If you bump a bunch of ads into your streams, you'll earn an extra 20 bucks. Whoa, heck yeah! I'm sure the math looks different for different creators, right? I'm not expecting the following thing I'm gonna say to be accurate for everyone, but I want to kind of shed some light on how ridiculous this notion gets for creators like me, or creators that have one foot in YouTube and one foot in Twitch. These ad incentives aren't really interesting incentives, and I'm gonna explain why. So for a comparison, sometimes on YouTube I get paid by a brand to do a little sponsorship thing, right? Like a 60-second read where I'm like, hoopty-dupty buy stuff. Pretty cool stuff. How many days on my current Twitch schedule do you think I would have to stream for to make the same amount as I do for one sponsor on YouTube? And keep in mind, I'm not some kind of big shot, you know, I don't sign massive contracts with Coca-Cola, I'm not a PewDiePie, I'm a pretty mid-tier creator. How long do you think I would have to stream for with my current schedule to make the same amount as I do for one of these placements? 6 days? 6 weeks? That's quite a lot. That's 1.5 months of ad revenue. How about 6 months? That's half a year of ad revenue. Leave it down in the comments what you think. How long do you think I would have to stream on my current schedule to make the same from Twitch ads as I do on a single sponsorship? The answer is 6 years. If I streamed as I do now, assuming everything is linear, I would make about the same amount I do on one single sponsorship placement in 6 years. That's like twice as long I've been a full-time creator. This is not an incentive. Like, it's like, oh, you see these 2 pennies? How about we double those 2 pennies? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then you might, of course, say, well, Click, your YouTube channel is larger than your Twitch channel. And that's fair. It's not a comparison that is accurate for everyone, but it's a comparison I make for the sake of argument for people that have 1 foot in YouTube, 1 foot in Twitch. But even if you look at only Twitch, of all my revenue on Twitch, about 3% are ads. 3%. If I could, I would remove them completely, because it completely messes up the viewer retention. People click into the stream and immediately click out because they're met with 2 minutes straight of just ads. Not to mention the mid-roll stuff. I would much rather retain a larger viewership that is more likely to sub or, you know, toss biddies at the stream, rather than like make another $2 from some ad. It doesn't matter. Of course, these numbers are going to be different depending on which creator you ask, how many viewers they have, what kind of content setup they use, but from my perspective, this is what I see. So with this in mind, of course, it becomes even more ridiculous when Twitch is like, hey, just use more ads. A bad revenue share doesn't matter because you can just push more ads. Do you know how much ads my stream would have to be to make up for that? It's like, God, half my stream would be ads. Jesus. And not to mention, this is of course going to give an incentive for people to move over to YouTube, because there you already have a 70-30 split on memberships. YouTube is also paying creators to move over. And now the Twitch contracts for the people who have this 70-30 is going to be much less interesting, because you will probably still have a lot of mandatories in the contract, while the benefits are limited at best. The very same reason I never signed a partnership contract with Twitch. It simply didn't give me anything. Now, in my opinion, and an opinion I think a lot of people share, is Twitch a better streaming platform? Yes, it is. And it's still the biggest streaming platform. It has a better chat, it has more features, it's more well developed. In my opinion, it's easier to operate. YouTube is still a bit clunky. You have to set up like almost a video or a premiere for a stream, and then you have to do it both on YouTube and in your software, and it's kind of like clunky to piece it together. Twitch is very smooth, and you also don't have to make thumbnails. So Twitch has a lot of benefits. But I'm a bit concerned that this is slowly but surely heading in the direction where Twitch is, surprisingly casually, digging their own grave. And there are tons of big creators that chime in on this that also don't agree with this decision. They think it's a step in the wrong direction. This is a super manipulative statement. The TLDR is that you're cutting your biggest partner's revenue rates purely to push your ad program and make the average viewer's experience suffer. It's worded as a noble thing when you're just trying to shove more ads down everyone's throats. I love Twitch, but Jesus Christ, you have to stop pushing ads so hard. I would disable them altogether if I could in my content. It seems rich to even mention stream costs. You're owned by Amazon. Twitch will not exist in 10 years if you keep making the viewer experience worse. Which is a very good point. Arguing that something is expensive to run doesn't make as much sense when you have an active competitor in the same market. Which, as I emphasized before, I don't want one platform to win. I want them both to exist because I think that forces both platforms to constantly iterate to be better for the viewer and the creators, not only the advertisers. But this is definitely not a step in the right direction. What a mess. Owned by Amazon and acting like some amateur platform. It's no wonder so many of your partners are jumping ship to YouTube. Oof, you know, when Jack is chiming in on like this, then you know it's bad. God damn. But this is true, and I don't like seeing it, because part of what's made me comfortable as a creator for a long time is that I have two platforms. I have two legs to stand on. But it's hard to motivate putting so much energy into one of those platforms when they're actively making non-competitive decisions. It's slowly but surely becoming a worse and worse option. And YouTube isn't amazingly flawless either. They have tons of problems with copyright and strikes and all that kind of stuff. But they make more pragmatic business decisions, which is not what I'm seeing from the other side here. This will push your top creators to YouTube, decrease the viewer experience due to the increased ads, and it feels like a slap in the face. As others have suggested, ads that don't interrupt the stream, like picture-in-picture or those beneath of the stream, are much better solution. I agree. That would be a much better solution. Then you get to push a bit more ads if you like, but you don't have to sacrifice the entire viewer experience. Minutes and minutes of unskippable ads, which just gives pennies to streamers, is probably not the way to make your platform more attractive. This certainly stood out to me as someone who has experience in being denied a pay raise. It was the signal we're in this together. Oh, topicky wapicky indeed. What do you mean you want to pay a raise? I thought you were here because we're family. Fake tears. And for people like me, it also makes more sense to stream on YouTube to a certain extent. If you remove the fact of like having all your eggs in one basket and that stuff, being able to simply raid over your audience to a new video releasing, or the next stream or something of that nature is a huge improvement. Centralizing your audience is surprisingly much more effective. When I stream on my second channel here on YouTube, by the way, subscribe to my second channel, I upload my gaming edited videos and stuff. They're very fun place, I promise. I have the same viewers as I do on Twitch, even though the channel is half the size of my Twitch channel, and that's simply because it's so much easier to push it out on YouTube when I already have a platform here. So in conclusion, I still think Twitch is the better streaming platform with everything combined. The quality of the chat, the features, the smoothness of it, all that kind of stuff. Also the revenue share on bits is actually good, but they are slowly but surely making decisions that are pushing them in the wrong direction. Now you have a set-in-stone worse revenue share for subs. This was something that I was, for example, striving for on Twitch, reaching that 70-30 contract, but now it's, gone forever. What exactly am I pushing for? I'm not going to sign a contract with Twitch over this. Why would I? And at the same time, YouTube are rolling out more features as well. For example, proper monetization for shorts, which is a huge bump. That means they're gonna be able to compete with both TikTok and Twitch. And as a creator, you can basically centralize your shorts, your normal videos, your streams in basically one place and have all the features combined and your followers in one place. It is a very alluring concept, and I think if Twitch don't step it up, that package deal is going to be very interesting for a lot of creators. Especially when YouTube is shaking a big money bag over their head, at least when it comes to the biggest streamers. So those are some of my thoughts here. I do hope it changes in the future because I want platforms to compete. That's like the whole thing. I want the companies to be forced to do better for the creators and the viewers. But I hope that this doesn't mean that Twitch is slowly going downhill. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.